Dear viewers of the Tom Photo channel, the main art in photography is the art of seeing. Watching is not enough. One needs to see and envision. This is something that can be trained and improves with practice. We've all seen photos by grand photography masters that have made us wonder why we didn't or couldn't think of the same, or why we never seem to encounter those moments. Great photographers don't stumble upon those wonderful moments, views, situations, and compositions much more than the others. They see them and know how to recognize them, even when they're hidden from an untrained eye. I believe that a photo first happens in one's head, and then the camera is used as a tool to materialize that idea. For a photographer, it's a camera, but it could also be a paintbrush or a pencil, or you could mold the experience into a poem, novel, or music. The inner feelings, visions, and revelations are all connected. But coming back to photography, it's true that if we don't see something with our eyes, the camera cannot see it either. It starts with a vision, and I'd like to tell you how I work on it using checkerboard vision, a term I coined myself to explain my process. Someone else might be using this word as well, but probably in a different context. But let me first tell you a funny story about what can happen if you don't work on your vision and start from the wrong end. I was once taking pictures by the side of a road to create examples of how not to photograph. I had a tripod and I did it very carefully to prove a certain point while basically photographing nothing in particular. Then a car stopped next to me, a woman came out, stood right next to me, and took a picture in the same general direction as me with her smartphone. Then, shaking her shoulders and looking confused, she went back to her car and drove away. I guess she postponed her photographic vision until she got back home and started to examine the photo. I can only guess how confused she was. After you have taught yourself to see and notice, you can start applying it in a checkerboard fashion. Let me explain how this works. Consider it one of the techniques to notice things. Let's assume you're walking in the woods and seemingly nothing is happening. Regular woods, nice day. What to photograph? At the normal level, there's nothing special. But as you look in some direction, pause and divide what you're seeing into smaller rectangles, kind of like a checkerboard. Look at what's inside each rectangle, and you'll be surprised that what you see now is quite different from the first impression. Do some of the rectangles contain interesting patterns, colors, or light, maybe an unusual perspective? Each of these rectangles could be your future photo. Now try this with a new size of rectangles and see yet another set of photographic opportunities. Still nothing? Take a few steps, turn your body or kneel down and repeat the exercise. Surely you're seeing something now. Maybe go from normal level to the macro level. Get close to a plant on the ground. It has leaves, petals, reflections, maybe bugs crawling around. Try another plant and repeat the exercise. Once you start working the scene with your checkerboard vision, you'll start seeing so much that you cannot photograph it all. Each rectangle in your field of view could be a potentially interesting photo. This is an exercise you can also perform while you're not photographing at all. Do it while walking in the city or taking a bus ride to work. Soon it becomes so automatic that photo ideas start coming to you like never before. Practicing photography without the camera is not only possible, but sometimes also necessary. We tend to get lost in the technical details, menu options, and who knows what. But let's not forget that it's the photographer, not the camera, that makes a difference between a shot and a masterpiece. You can apply checkerboard vision at home too, after taking the photos. This is called cropping. You crop to bring out the essence of the photo. But why crop only at home? Do most of the cropping at the time of taking the photo. This means that you need to envision the little rectangles before your eyes when you decide what and how to photograph. This is what the checkerboard vision is all about. You don't watch generally, you watch specifically. Then a boring scene becomes a collection of exciting scenes. And there's no reason to be afraid of the word rectangle or frame or box. We generally are because we're trying to think outside the box. But pictures are in frames. Paintings are, often photos are, and your computer screen is simply a large frame too. Frames in photography are okay. They frame your idea and turn it into a beautiful result. Thanks so much for listening to me. I always enjoy my quality time with you. If you decide to subscribe to my channel or leave a like, that will make me very happy. Have a nice day. Until the next time. Goodbye.